Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you this evening. That being said, listen, this is an exciting evening. This is going to be a great discussion. I have Miss Edith Dixon on the line, and she's going to kind of talk to us a little bit about some things that's going on in the city of Philadelphia in terms of the many hats that she wears. Edith, are you there?
I am here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Listen, this evening, I wanted to start off primarily talking about the programs at the 12th District, the 12th Police District, located at 6448 Woodland Avenue in Southwest Philadelphia. So I know that the 12th District is a little eccentric in some of the things that they offer, especially when it comes to our youth and our children. So could you talk to us a little bit about the Cops and Kids program? Miss Edith Dixon is the executive director of that program, and it works out of the Community Relations Office at the 12th District. So could you give us a little bit information about the program?
Sure. Cops and Kids started about 12 years ago with the former Community Relations Officer, Police Officer Joe Young. They're retired. And it was a way for us to get children in our community. We had a lot of children from Tilden and Morton and all the various schools, Bartram High School. It was a way for us to get those children together and sort of bridge the gap that was happening between police officers and kids. And we wanted them to get to see that each other were, they were people like everybody else, try to mentor each other. And so we would have sometimes over 60 children who would come to the police station, and we'd break them up into groups, and we'd have, everybody had a partner. Hopefully we had a female and a male, and we would sit and talk. And I remember once a young man said, when I'm in the car with my mom and I look in the mirror and I see light, he said, I get nervous. And so the police officer who was my partner sitting there, he said, well, when I look in the mirror and see lights, I get nervous too. So, it was a way for us to make them understand that, why police officers do what they do, and then why children do some of the things that they do. And we had speakers come in. We took them on outings around Southwest as well.
So tell me a little bit about how the program is funded.
The program is funded through grants and through our pocket at this point. For years, that's how we funded it. The money came from our pocket. And so about 2-3 years ago, about 2.5 years ago, we filed for nonprofit status and got it. And not only did we get that, but we got a big pandemic as well. So
right.
That sort of slowed our progress in terms of what we could do because city buildings are closed. In fact, the police station really is still closed to people. And so, we're applying for grants, and we're coming along. I'm pleased with our progress and the things that we're trying to do. But that was rough on us.
Yeah, as it is with all of it. But being housed in a public building makes it even worse in terms of reaching the children. And I don't think that our violence rate was as high involving our children when we had the Cops and Kids program because there was a wonderful thing to be able to go there. And I know that you had things like movie night and things where you collaborated with other organizations and stuff to get things done, especially even in the Pride Day and things like that was associated with the community to give them the pride and the stamina to say, well, you know what, we live here and this is who we are and this is what we do. I think that sometimes our children it's easier to blame it on the children than it is to come up with some remedy on how to keep them busy in their mind associated with things that will build their community. And one of the things that I think that is really essential with Cops and Kids is it gives our children the opportunity to be social and have some social skills because as you know right now, everything is done online, everything is done either on TV or online or social media and not giving people the opportunity or our youth the opportunity to kind of interact and feel the emotional energy that we bring to each other as being human beings.
Well, we sort of segued into Cops and Kids. We had Nuisance Night Court at the 12th District, and where we had Judge Doherty, who's now on the state Supreme Court. He would sentence kids to community service, and that's what I did. I paired them with people in the community, and they would, help clean up or help remove some graffiti or things like that. And then we got Cops and Kids, but we definitely saw a need for our children to communicate with our children. That was the main thing. And some of them, that's just what they needed. We would have some children who were court ordered come to the Cops and Kids program, but we would also have kids who would just come. And I remember we had a group of girls from Bartram High School, and they were so angry that they got into a fight in the roll call room at the police station.
No.
Yeah, well, And so, but one of those girls, we saw her turn the corner, and she became like one of the stars of our program. She really did. And this young lady would walk to school from Gray's Ferry to Bartram every day.
Wow.
So,
wow.
We always make sure that we feed the kids before they leave. We never know whether they've eaten or not. And Police Officer Arnold Mitchell does an excellent job with the Cops and Kids program now. He's taken over after Officer Young and been there, I think, 6 years now. So he's really done an excellent job in working with that program and helping to keep it alive and so forth. And, of course, all of these activities come out of the Community Relations Office.
It is just so exciting. And you know what? I think it's the best kept secret in Southwest Philadelphia, especially around our Woodland Avenue, Chester Avenue, Carter, because we also have Mitchell School, we have Longstreth. So we have these other schools that sometimes we just don't look at. I know that, I don't know Cops and Kids run there, but I was certainly part of the court action. And when I was over at Shaw Middle School, and that we had the opportunity to bring the children over. This was under Joseph Young, and we had the opportunity of bringing our children over, especially those that were having social problems, and bringing them over and seeing what it was.
Do some mediations as well.
Yes.
We all do mediations as well. That went well. But Officer Young had his way of handling.
Well, I know. I know that. So that was exciting. So this is what we're going to do. Right now, we're going to take a break. This is Dr. Christina Williams with Miss Edith Dixon of the Cops and Kids. And this is from a woman's perspective. I look forward to talking with you on the other side, where we're going to bring you some other information about one of the hats that Miss Dixon wears. So can't wait. Get your pencil and pens, and we'll see you in a couple seconds. Well, welcome back. For those of you that weren't here for the first part of the segment, I'm here with Edith Dixon over at the 12th District and some of the programs that are out there that the 12th District supports through their Community Relations Office. But before we do that, and I know that you're doing a wonderful thing, but tell me a little bit about this softball stuff that's going on that is becoming really interesting. I am just now getting involved with this softball stuff, and I'm excited about it. So just tell me just a little bit about that before we get into our next subject. She has so many hats, but this is really exciting and fun.
Yeah, I'm involved with men's softball in Philadelphia, and I guess I have been now for about 30 years. And I always say it's like me and 300 guys, It's always been a lot of fun for me. We used to play at 49th and King Sessing, and we've even played games at Myers, but now they play out on Lindbergh Boulevard on Sunday. My team, the Titans, we play during the week. We're a softball dynasty. That means we've won 4 championships. And
yay!
So we're back. We're back playing. So we have a lot of fun, and we play at 21st and Nedrow, so on the other side of Philadelphia from where I'm located. And we like to win.
I should say.
Yeah.
But it's a
so
good social social. Yeah, don't you think it's a good? I think it's just a good social because people are outside of course, the barriers where they play, but they're selling food, they're laughing and talking, they're having this wonderful time. You see them be disagree without being disagreeable. Sometimes they're having these little hissy fits, which is exciting to see too. These grown men are doing that, and then coming out and being social with each other after the games. Okay, that's enough of that. I plugged that in, so that was really exciting and good. So next up, what I want to talk about on a more serious note, and to see if we could capture some of the community, is to talk a little bit about the PDAC. And I believe that PDAC is in each police district, but I specifically want to talk about the 12th district because I know that the 12th district is a large district, but we need the community people to be involved. So tell me a little bit about PDAC, what it stands for, what the acronym stands for, and how long they've been, and what your plans are, what it is, why do we have a PDAC?
PDAC is the Police District Advisory Council. I'm president of the PDAC at 12th Police District, and like I said, it is the largest district in the city and certainly one of the busiest. PDAC is responsible for all the programs that run at the 12th Police District and to support the officers, but mainly we're a bridge between the community and the police. So if we have people can come to us with problems, that sort of thing. We try to support the officers. We certainly support our new captain. We have a new young captain, Captain Joe Green. And we work out of the Community Relations Office also with Officer Mitchell. So we're very active. We work with the chaplains program. We have some activities coming up in March that I want to make everyone aware of. But I also want to say that PDAC is open to anyone who lives or works or has something to do with Southwest Philadelphia, and we would enjoy you applying to come on PDAC. We're back to where we once were, where where everybody on PDAC would get ID, everybody would, you know what I mean? We're trying to make it more official, and it's always been official downtown with those who were once in the roundhouse. It's always been official there, but PDAC sometimes fell through the crack, but it's not anymore. When the Black Lives Matter movement started, when the police were down there, they also called PDAC down there and the chaplains program to support the officers and the people, whoever needed it. So we've been pretty busy even through the pandemic. We have, I think you mentioned, and also I want to say again, all these programs, cops and kids, everything would fall under PDAC. We have a movie night coming up for children, a free movie night on March 11th at 6 p.m. And that probably
is that inside the building?
No, that's going to be at Myers. Although we used to transform that room into a movie house, and you wouldn't walking in there, you wouldn't have known the difference. So we have plenty of food for kids. We usually have McDonald's food, and we have popcorn, and it's just everybody's just eating the entire time. These kids are. We have a prayer walk because we have so much going on in our community. I think it's important that people see us, know that we're around, and also that we care about what's going on. And that's Tuesday, March 8th at 5 p.m. We're going to meet outside the police station, and then at 65th and Woodland, and then we'll talk about where we're going to go. And it sort of depends on where the crime has been. Unfortunately, we've had way too much crime, and not just in Southwest Philadelphia, but across Philadelphia. So, between carjackings and young people getting shot, it's very, very difficult for all of us. We have, on Saturday, March 25th, we have a trip where cops and kids, we're going to the Hines Wildlife Refuge, and that's at 11 a.m., if I didn't say that. And we're also planning to honor one of our teachers over at Bartram High School on March 29th, Tuesday, March 29th. She's been so active with us at holiday events. She's the music teacher at Tilden, and she's retiring this year, and we're really going to miss Alondra Abrams. So we're going to honor her and then do another prayer walk on Thursday, March 31st at 58th in Baltimore, an area that we miss, but that's so important to our police district. So we have some things coming up, and know what these prayer walks are about, Christina, because you used to do this for you weren't part of the chaplains program. You were president of the chaplains program, so you know what it's about there. We ask people to come out of the house. We miss Earthquake so much because he used to get on that bullhorn and demand that people leave their house and come outside and pray with us and talk with us. It's an opportunity for us to give out information about what you should do if you're a victim of a crime or you have domestic abuse or all these things. We have information in our hands all the time. So it's a way for us to reach the community. And some people tell us that they don't come out of their house otherwise. They would not be out on their steps if we weren't out there. Yes. So it's a sea of blue. And we kind of look forward to those prayer walks just because we can get to mingle a little bit more with the community. And so
listen, so tell us how I could be a member of PDAC, how I could be involved with the Cops and Kids. Is there a phone number? Is it a website? Is it an email? What is it do I need to do?
You can call the Community Relations Office at 215-686-3122 and leave your information. If no one answers, leave your information on the machine, and Officer Mitchell will get back to you, or I will get back to you. And it's that simple. You can find out about our activities that way. If you'd like to come to movie night on March 11th, or you'd like your child to come to movie night, you can say, I want to come to movie night, and leave your child's name, and we'll and certainly your phone number, and we'll get back to you. So it's that simple. We want PDAC members. We're looking for new PDAC members. So and also new members for the chaplains program. So if you're a chaplain at your church, or if you're involved at your mosque or even your synagogue, please come to the 12th District and become a member of the chaplains program. We need prayer.
Yes. Well, I think that was just wonderful. And guess what, everybody? You heard this first on the Primetime Power Show on From a Woman's Perspective. And before we leave, we just want to encourage you to make sure that you are participating in your PSA nights. And I think that there 1, 2, and 3 or 4 PSA meetings for community, so that you get to know your captain, you get to know your community officer, you get to have your questions answered, and you get to have some education about what's going on in your community. So for that information, also call that same number, 215-686-3122. We look forward to speaking to you and having you come out and get involved in your community. I know the last segment talked about getting involved in your community, so it is very important that you do that. If you have any other questions, don't forget to call 215-686-3122. And from myself and from Miss Edith Dixon, we just want to say good night, be safe, and always support your neighbors. We look forward to seeing you next week on Thursday on the Primetime Power Show with Dr. Christina Williams, From a Woman's Perspective. Good night.